Peace, family. I wanna talk to the family out there about parenting and understanding the importance of being a father or a mother, and understanding that when you become a parent, and you start learning the responsibilities of life, and knowing that you're responsible for another life outside of your own. You're responsible for food, shelter, and clothing of this body and this boy, or your daughters or whatever. Stuff that go on out in the streets, man, like a lot of that stuff got to be deaded. You got to let it go. Here in the city of Philadelphia, we have 428 homicides so far, right? There's a lot of young black men being blown away and blowing other brothers away. So the prison system, the prisons is filled with black boys, black bodies that got sons at home, waiting for a phone call. They got sons at home, going up to the prison to see their daddies, right? The graveyards is filled with black bodies, where their sons and daughters is waiting for daddy, but he's never coming back. You know why? Because we live off this ego thing. We go off this ego trip. See, this is the thing, homies. Ain't nobody in the streets, I don't care what a dude say out his mouth, ain't nothing he's gonna say to me trumps or come before him, come before my son. Nothing. He's not gonna trigger my ego for me to get mad, me pull out the strap, me put something in him, or me risk getting killed, and I'm not coming home to my son, my youngest child. No, my ego ain't that big to the point where I'm so selfish. All I care about is myself. All I care about is my anger. My son comes before all of that. But for some reason in these cities across America, some of y'all are so trifling that you're putting your anger before your children and your own well-being. This stuff is happening everywhere. All over the place. You got girls out here, man, running the streets with these dudes, man. Hanging with dudes, riding in cars, and hanging with dudes that they shouldn't be with. So many times I'm hearing a mother or two was shot today, a mother or three was murdered last night, and the first thing I'm always asking was, well, where was she at? Why was she out 4 o'clock in the morning in the car with this dude, knowing this dude is a street dude? She got 3 babies back at home. What's more important, your fun running the streets with Tom, Dick, and Harry, or your children at home? What do we got to start really thinking about this. It took me a while to grow into the man that I've become. But nothing outside that door is more important than the family that's inside this house. I don't run the streets. I'm in the house with my 13-year-old. He's about to be 14 November 2nd. When my last child, my youngest child, was born, it changed my life, because my other children was born when I was too young to fully understand wisdom, fully understand what manhood was. I really didn't understand. I was young. When he was born, I was in my 30s. I was 33 when he was born. So I was already well into manhood and understanding what my role was. And I knew that I had to change my life. So now when I'm out in the street, certain decisions that I'm making, certain roads that I'm traveling, I got to get home. Man, what would my son do if something happened to me? He's never ever lived his life since the time he exited the womb at 8:15 in the morning, November 2nd, 2007, right? I was right there. I looked up. When he shot out, I held him, right? He ain't never lived a life without me. So how can I be in a sports bar? How can I be in a restaurant? How can I be in a store? How can I be in the gym or out on the block and or in a car on some road rage and have a problem with some food outside and let my ego supersede my intellect and get into something with somebody where I don't come home to my son? Where I risk harming somebody or getting harmed because I put the streets or I put foolishness before my children or my wife. How many of y'all can say the same? When you get mad, you just go off. You ready to go. You ready to fight. You don't understand, when you are responsible for lives outside of your own, it's not about you no more. I had to die to myself and live for my family. How many of y'all do that though? Huh? How many of y'all do that? See, because the thing is, when I think this way, I manifest this energy, and then I teach him this. He's being raised by a father that's teaching him legacy and manhood. But I had to make a choice. The streets, I got so many homies, man, that chose to keep getting money, chose to keep selling them chickens. They locked up in the feds right now, man. They grandmoms and girlfriends got to bring the babies up to see them because they chose the streets, the glamour and the glitz, all that stuff over their children. And now they writing letters, man, when I come home, I'm going to change my life, man. I'm going to do this, man. I'll give it all back. These girls out here, man, running wild, messing with all kinds of dudes they shouldn't be messing with. They ended up with 2 and 3 and 4 babies by dudes that ain't there in their life. They mad at the goddamn world. It's everybody else's fault but their own and their choices. These girls out here, man, listen, you got these girls out here getting killed, running with Hakeem and Farad and all these so-called dudes in the street, lining other dudes up to get robbed. They got babies at home. These girls get aired out. These girls out in the party in the club at night with known gangbangers and known street dudes, knowing these dudes got beef. These girls out here running around with married dudes because he got the Benz and the money, sleeping with all Tom, Dick, and Harrys, getting pregnant. And when a dude ain't there for him to provide sunlight and water for that CD drop dinner, now he's the scourge of the earth. He's the wrongest person in the world. No, it's your decision making. See, the difference between me, I'm a dude from the street that decided to go on YouTube because it was a period in time in my life when I was down. I was down mentally, psychologically. I was going through some different changes. And I was coming off of my second suicide attempt at one time in my life. When he was born, that changed my life. God sent me an angel, came to change my life. He sent me a boy, a son. At 33, the same age Christ went to the cross. At 33, a son was born to me. And I began to make a change in my life because I knew a change was necessary, right? So when I speak with conviction. I come from the streets. I know all about the boys running wild, putting the world and everything for their kids. I know all about these girls running wild out here, don't want to take accountability for their actions and decisions. Running wild, sleeping with whoever they want to sleep with, overlooking good guys. I come from all of that. I've seen it all. Nobody can tell me nothing, man. I've seen this thing. I lived this thing. I was that boy on the street with the cars and the jewelry and all that kind of stuff, using material wealth to lure women in because they was lured in. They was attracted to what they thought was masculine. They thought masculinity was the loudest dude in the room, the nigga with the dude with the biggest penis, or the guy with the nicest car. That's what they was attracted to. They looked at him as the masculine one. Not the guy that can resist the temptation of the streets, not getting caught up in nigga traps. Knowing that he might not have it now, but 6-7 years from now, he gonna be top dog. Because he knows how to produce in his environment. He knows how to produce based off of his environment without having to bring hurt, harm, and danger to his people. The streets look at him as a square. The girl look at him as a square, as a sucker. She don't want him. He corny. He don't got the latest fashion. He don't got the nicest car. He ain't. This is what they're doing. But see, a lot of people out there don't love y'all enough to tell you the truth. I'm going to tell you the truth, and a lot of women don't like. See, a lot of y'all women, y'all like when I'm bashing and holding black men accountable. But when I speak on you, you don't like it. But see, sorry, I'm a former street dude. I know what y'all do. I come from the 90s. I know what women was doing in the 90s. I know how a lot of y'all moms got pregnant with y'all and why y'all don't have a dad. Because a lot of y'all moms in the 90s was hoes. I got to be honest and say it. The same way a lot of us dudes in the 90s wasn't nothing. We was running around slanging and banging and not taking care of our kids. I just was raised by my dad, so I knew that being a father to my child, that was easy to do. I was raised by my daddy. But a lot of dudes running around here with 4, 5, 6, 7 kids. Some dudes had 3 babies on the 3 babies on the way at the same time. When you see this stuff going on with the rapper Future with all these baby mamas, that's not nothing new. Them street dudes that was getting paper, man, listen, let me tell you something, you young girls. A lot of your moms was running around with these dudes, man. And she got pregnant with street dudes because she was putting the streets. She put the streets over you. I gotta be real. We come from systematic dysfunction that don't nobody, everybody talk this B1 stuff, but nobody wants self-improvement and want to be accountable for their actions. I had no choice but to be accountable for my actions. Because when he was born, he solely depended upon me. He couldn't do nothing for himself. He needed me. So I had to make a change in my life. I had to be committed to his mother, committed to myself to do the right things where I can raise him right out of the dysfunction that we've been born into. So black woman, black man, we are both come out of the same house of dysfunction. And you got to make a choice whether you want to continue to be dysfunctional or not. The choice is yours. So black women, don't come to my channel complaining when I call you out, but you okay when I call out black men. Because black women, you are just as bad as black men are. We all do the same thing. Because see, this is the thing, sisters. If I'm a dog and I'm slinging and banging and running and gunning, I'm a straight man. Most likely I was doing it with you. Everything that a straight man is doing, there's a woman providing the service. We're doing the same things. The only thing is, you get stuck with the baby, the residue. So we are both dysfunctional, engaging in dysfunctional acts, sisters. Listen to me, I'm giving you some game. As a brother that don't want nothing from you, that love you enough to tell you the truth. We can't do the same things. If we're both dysfunctional people, running around doing dysfunctional things, and you get pregnant, you can't expect loyalty out of a dysfunctional act. It don't work that way. And a lot of y'all don't want to take accountability for the stuff that you do. You out running wild just like the dudes are because you are enamored with the same things we're enamored with. And this is why I speak in the manner in which I speak. It's not to put the women down, it's to protect y'all. I got daughters, man. I know I've been a boy, a young man, and now a grown man. I know male nature and what we do. My job is to give you this game to protect you, so you don't get caught up in this stuff, man. Because y'all get stuck with the babies. We don't. I can go and make 15 babies in a week because I'm running wild. I'm wayward. I'm dysfunctional. But I need other dysfunctional women to provide to partake. Now, does that mean that every woman is bad? No. Does that mean that every man is bad? No. But accountability, we need more self-improvement. We need more accountability in the black community, man. We need more fathers to understand what manhood is, and we need more women that understand what a real alpha male is. A producer, a man that can produce based off of his environment without bringing hurt, harm, or danger to his people. A man that can produce based off of his environment without bringing hurt, harm, or danger to his people. When I was out selling dope, buying houses, riding in Lexus Coupes, SC400s, and Benzes and all that kind of stuff, I wasn't no alpha male. I was looked at as an alpha male because I stuck out like a sore thumb in pink gaiters. I stuck out like that because most of the people in our communities didn't have much. So I was looked at as something that's decent. Well, really, I was really a misfit. I was bringing harm to my people. I didn't buy anything to develop my people to make them better in the future. We got to start changing the mindset of what we think is decent. And I'm telling you, black man, when my son was born at 33, the same time Christ went to the cross, the Most High blessed me with a boy. And I changed my life. I made a choice. He was born at 8:15 in the morning. November 2nd, 2007. I remember when I put him in his mother. I was there when he was growing in her stomach. I was there when he exited the womb. I named him and claimed him. And he don't know a world without me because I made a choice. I let go of the real nigga shit. I let go of the real bitches that everywhere we go, you see the same hoes and they want to party and do all that kind of stuff and blame the world on everybody else but their decisions. I let them chicks go. I let them go. I let the dysfunctional shit go. And I became a father. And it's been the greatest thing that ever happened to me in my life. The most fulfilling thing. I finally got to a place where I understood manhood. maturity, all these different things. So if you want to change, we got to start taking responsibility, man, and stop being so selfish. We have to learn to stop being so selfish. We are selfish in our communities. All we care about is ourselves. We put our children and our grandchildren, everybody else on the back burner. And that's why so many black men are being killed out here. You 21-year-old brothers, when you have that baby's a newborn, the streets don't come before your baby, bro. But you so dysfunctional. Y'all run around so wild. You have more connection to the streets than your own baby. You sisters, let me tell you something, black woman. Grandma is grandma, not the mother of the child. Ain't nothing in there. Just wait. Grandma is grandma, not the mother of the child. Grandma's supposed to get your baby sometime, not all the time, while you out at the club, about to be looking for baby father number 2. No. Grandmom is grandmom, not mommy. Yeah, I said it. I don't care who don't like it, because I'm speaking the real. I don't care if you don't subscribe to me. But it's going to be people out here that love me for telling the truth. Grandmom is grandmom, not mom. You don't have babies and then have grandmom raise them while you still running and gunning. And this is what's going on in our communities. 2 dysfunctional people with undiagnosed, unresolved traumas coming together to make a baby. That all they care about is themselves, because a lot of our people, both man and woman, are children disguised as adults. A lot of us are still children disguised as adults, and we don't want to take accountability and self-reflection for nothing. B1 represents accountability. That's what it represents, self-improvement. You can't have self-improvement without accountability. So again, in all of my videos, I love my people more than they hate themselves. And I pray to the universal creator Most High that these words are enough to inspire you. These words are enough to make you look at yourself in the mirror and make change. These words are enough to make you look at your children and know you have to make change. I hope that when you came here for information, and when you leave here greater than what you was before you came. You leave here edified. I hope that you share this information on all the social media mechanisms that we use to get the message across. It's time that we have real conversations. Real conversations that actually go on the block. Everything ain't the man's fault. Everything ain't the woman's fault. It's a collective dysfunction in our communities that needs to be dealt with. Black men are going to prison, going into the graveyards. Black women are having babies by multiple men, and the grandmothers are raising these children. We got to start having the real conversations, man. So I'm going to cut this video short. Remember, I love y'all. Till the next time. Peace.